Hello learners, today's lecture is on benchmarking. My name is Dr. N. Venkateshwarlu, Associate Professor, Mechanical Engineering, School of Engineering and Technology, IGNOU, New Delhi. This course is for Advanced Certificate in Power Distribution Management. The course code is BE01, and in this course we have 3 blocks. In the third block we have quality of supply and services. In this the unit 7 is benchmarking. First of all, we have to understand the objectives. After studying this lesson or listening to my lesson and studying the unit, you will be able to define benchmarking, appreciate importance of benchmarking, describe the process of benchmarking, describe the concept of benchmarking, explain the types of benchmarking, describe the process of benchmarking, conceptualize the role of critical success factors in benchmarking, know the applications of benchmarking. So, these are the various objectives you will be able to learn in this course. First of all, you have to understand about what is benchmarking. So, benchmarking means making comparisons. How do you compare? Suppose if you want to improve the performance of your company or performance of any process or performance of distribution system or transmission system, you want to improve or enhance the capability of your company's performance. For that you need to identify and study the process, particular process, and you have to compare with the other company which is performing more in the performance in the distribution, which is the leader company in that distribution sector. So, where you can enhance your performance by adopting the best technology or best practices in the company's performance. That is known as a benchmarking. The developing required standards. First of all, one has to develop the standards according to the competitor's performance. So that suppose your performance is at the level of 40%, you want to enhance the performance level according to the competitor's performance, then you can compare those performance and you can improve in your company by best practicing them in your company. So, improve through learning. How do you improve? It is through learning or getting by seeing the competitors' machining processes, or you can distribution processes in the electricity sector, that the competitors' performance you have to hear, you have to learn from them, then you can adapt in your company so that you can improve your performances. That is known as a benchmarking. And improving the process performance. Suppose in the manufacturing process, if you see that suppose any process you want to improve, the machining process or drilling process, or you can say that pressing process, blanking, anything, if you want to improve, if it is in electrical sector, if you want to enhance the performance of the quality of power supply to the residential complexes, so that you want to improve. So that how can you improve that? That you have to compare with the competitor's company, so that process can be what they are doing in their company, that will be improved, that will be implemented in your company, so that it can be improved. So, that is the understanding of a benchmarking. In the benchmarking, what you will do, you can make the comparisons with the other companies' performances, other company processes, so that you can enhance your processes. That is the benchmarking, understanding of benchmarking. And learners, now you have to define the benchmarking. Some of the definitions you have seen in the benchmarking is simply about making comparisons with other organizations and then learning the lessons that those comparisons throw upon. What this definition says, you have to compare your processes, your organization processes to, you want to enhance those processes by learning from your competitors' processes. Directly, simply implementing those processes, those methods, the competitors' methods in your company, so that you can enhance your processes. That is the importance of a benchmarking. The another benchmarking definition is the continuous process of measuring products, services, practices against the toughest competitors or industry leaders. So, suppose there are industry leaders are there. So, suppose a car manufacturing process. In the car manufacturing companies, there are different competitors are there. Maruti is there, Hero Honda is there. There are different companies are there. So, you have to improve the performance, which is the leading company in that manufacturing of cars. So that you have to compare those products and those product performances, those services, and you have to practice those what they are following in improving their performance, that you have to implement in your company by best practicing those practices in your company, so that you become the leader in your company. So that is the definition of a benchmarking. Then concept and purpose of benchmarking. The benchmarking is a practical management tool for improving performance by learning from best practices and the processes by which they are achieved. So here, so you want to improve your performance of your company. So that how you can improve? So you have to, suppose you are at the level of 40% or 50%, you want to enhance it to the competitors level, it may be 70% or 80%. So, but you want to achieve that 80%, how will you achieve? By learning from your suppliers or learning from your competitors' processes. How they are achieving those processes? Either it may be the implementation of latest technologies in the manufacturing processes or latest technology in the distribution companies. Suppose discom companies are there, different discom companies are there in the particular state. If it is maybe government or it may be private. So, in the private sector, they have to every time they have to be competitive in distribution of power supply, quality power supply to the industries, quality power supply to the malls, quality power supply to the residential complexes. So, for that what they will do, they have to compare their processes, how they are achieving. In one district they are giving the power good power quality very nicely, but here the quality is not, an interruption is taking place. So, what he has to do, a company has to do. So, like that they have to compare the processes and implement, they observe the processes of the highly performing industry, so that they can implement in their processes. In that way, they have to compare the processes and implement the best practices in their industry, so that they can achieve the targets, achieve the benchmarked targets. So that is the concept of benchmarking. The purpose of benchmarking is to help improve the effectiveness of process, product quality, and delivery of services. So, suppose you want to improve the process performance only, or you can say that product quality you want to improve. So that in process, in your distribution process, there may be some interruptions are taking place. Why the interruption is taking place? You want to enhance the quality of power supply to the malls, or enhance the quality of power supply to the industries. So, for that you have to study your processes, then the competitors' processes and compare with them, and you have to set the standards and what the other company is doing, what the technology they are having, what the employees they are having, the knowledge on the skill and knowledge the employees they are having. So, by comparing them, you have to implement, you have to train your employees, and you have to procure the new technology for enhancing your capabilities. In the same way, the delivery performance, delivery services you want to enhance. For that, what you will do, suppose I will give you one example of in the online purchasing. In the online purchasing, Amazon, Flipkart or Alibaba, there are various competitors are there. So, some company is giving, once you order, so it gives the company, suppose a Amazon company gives delivers your that order within 3 days. Maybe the Flipkart giving 5 days, or Alibaba may be within 1 day itself. So, or Alibaba's target is to reduce the cost of that product. So, you have to compare the processes, so that how they are delivering the goods within less time, what is their methodology, what they are having additional capabilities. So that you have to compare and you have to implement in your industry. So in that way you can improve your efficiencies, processes, your delivery. So that is the concept of the benchmarking. Then importance. Why the importance of benchmarking? Need for improvement. The importance is the benchmarking is very important to the organizations in all respects, such as product performance, processes improvement, efficient design and effective delivery of services. Here you can see overall organizational performance you want to improve. So for that, not only it gives only product performance, only process performance. So efficient design also you can improve. How the efficient design you have to improve? Suppose your in the car manufacturing process, I will explain you. Here I am a little bit mechanical, that's why I am explaining industry experiences. Here in the manufacturing industry, suppose the car manufacturers are coming up with specific features, new features. How they are coming? Because they are having different design techniques, or they are training their employees, the competitor, they are training their employees in new design methodologies or new technologies in designing, in the fast designing, fast implementation. So designing a car, new car with new features, so that they can compete in the market and they will become the number one in the market, selling market. So in that way, why they are only the competitors and number one in the company? By comparing those processes and implementing their best practices in your design processes, so that you can improve your design processes, you can improve your design efficiency. That is one example of a importance of a benchmarking. And in effective delivery, just now I told you about the Amazon.com, and which are the delivering timings are different for different companies, so that you can enhance that delivery process. So by implementing their best practices in your company, it is nothing but copying, or you can say replica of that processes you are keeping in your company, so that you can enhance. Simply, unnecessarily you without knowing the correct methodology, you train the people, you can purchase different machines, but you can't improve. But by seeing the other processes, other competitors' processes, you can easily implement it and you can improve your performance. That is the importance of a benchmarking. The organization gives importance to benchmarking of their processes, products and services, gains the competitive advantage. How they will become competitive with other competitors? So they benchmarking their processes continuously. They have to measure their process, measure their products performance and measure their service performance. By measuring that, they can improve, they can compare with other companies, and they can implement the new methodologies in their companies, and they can improve the product performances, service performance. In that way they can get the competitive advantage in the company. So this is the importance of a benchmarking practices. There are learners, there are different types of benchmarking are there. So that is depending upon the companies to companies, they can implement which type of benchmarking is suitable for them. So the different types of benchmarking are strategic benchmarking, performance or competitive benchmarking, process benchmarking, functional benchmarking, internal benchmarking, external benchmarking or international benchmarking. So the different types of benchmarking one has to practice in their companies depending upon their company's capabilities, company's importance, company's criticality. So they can adapt any one of the benchmarking practices. First we have to see strategic benchmarking. What is strategic benchmarking? In the strategic benchmarking practices, it is the long term or overall performance of a company's performance you want to improve, overall performance or long term practices, or you want to enhance overall performance of the company starting from the suppliers to end users. So where you want to keep your standard. Suppose your company standard is at 50%, you want to enhance it to 70% throughout the processes, throughout the supply chain, so that you have to implement various technologies, various methods, so that you can improve your performance. That is known as a strategically you have to plan. So that's why we are calling it as a strategic benchmarking practices. And second one is performance or competitive performance. So it is the you have to compare, it's your one company's only one machine shop, or it is a press shop, or you can say that polishing, or can distribute it may be in the electrical point of view, it may be a distribution sector where you want to enhance the performance. Then you can see that is by comparing you with your competitors only. The topest company which is producing highest number of products, it's a, suppose it can be electrical switches manufacturing company which is having high performance. You want to compare with them and you want to improve your processes, you want to improve your company performance in producing the electrical switches. So you have to implement what they are doing in terms of training, in terms of technology, in terms of marketing strategies, that you have to compare and you have to implement and best practice in your company, so that your company's performance can be improved. So these are the various this is another method of benchmarking, that is competitive benchmarking. Then process benchmarking. What is process benchmarking? In the process benchmarking, suppose one particular process, it may be a transmission, it may be a production of power, transmission of power and distribution of power. So that you have to you have to benchmark one process. There are different DISCOM companies are there in particular state. So, or you can compare your one DISCOM company want to compare with their own company at placed it in other state. So a company of their distribution system is quality of power supply is very nice, but in other place the same company's process is not achieving the same target. So to achieve the target, they have to get the training from the best company, best DISCOM company, and implement their best practices in their company. Similarly, in the manufacturing process, there are different processes are there. In the machine shop only, there are various number of machines will be there, and in the manufacturing they have different setups in the same places or different states. So that processes can be compared with the best performing company and then implement. So suppose the same company, they are producing same quantity, but quality is not there. The quality is not coming better way. So what you will do? You have to enhance the quality of the power distribution. How will you enhance? So the quality methods they are implemented, the training of the people they have trained, and what is the skill level of that people in that highly performing industry. So that methods you have to implement in your company, so that you can improve your process efficiency, process performance. That is known as benchmarking of process benchmarking. Then comes to the next method is the functional benchmarking. In the functional benchmarking, learners, if you are working in any industry or in a electrical industry, you have seen many functions. It may be finance function, material function, quality function, or so there it is not a manufacturing, it is a supporting function for the manufacturing. So that function should also be implement benchmarking. Suppose you want to reduce the cost of material procurement, cost of quality you want to reduce. So that you can benchmark with the best performing company's functions. So some A company is performing highly in procuring the goods, and their cost will be very less in procuring the materials. So similarly, you want to implement in your company, so that for that you need to compare study your processes firstly, and then you study the other processes of the company, the best performing companies, and you have to learn from them by implementing their best practices in your company functions, so that your material costs can be reduced, your quality costs can be reduced, or your rejection levels can be reduced. Like that, you can, that functions, similar functions can be compared and which can be improved. That is known as a functional benchmarking. Then goes to internal benchmarking. So this is internal in the sense, in your company, suppose a company is producing the electrical tube lights. The electrical tube lights manufacturing company is having different processes. Suppose they want to A, B, C, D, different processes are there, but in the C process they are their performance is very low with compared to A process. So they want to enhance their production process in the internally. They have to compare with in the internal, in the same company but different process, they have to compare with them and they can enhance their processes. That is known as internal benchmarking. Then external benchmarking, the similar processes, which here one has to compare the similar processes of the competitor's company. Either it may be competitor or it may be your supplier. If your supplier is supplying a very good quality of material with the similar process in your processes, so that you can compare with them, or you can get the training from them, your employees can get the training from them, and you can implement it in your company. So that is known as the external benchmarking. Their practices, their methods, their training methods, their processing methods, which are to be implemented in your company, so that your processes can be improved, your performance can be improved, your quality of power supply can be improved, your metering system will be improved. So like that, the various processes in various industries, they can implement the benchmarking practices to enhance their quality in all respects. So that is known as a external benchmarking. Then international benchmarking. Here the international benchmarking, why we are saying that there are different international industries are there. You are competing with the international industry. You are producing your products and supplying to the international level. You are competing in the international market. So that you have to benchmark your standard, quality of standard, production standards or processes. You have to benchmark with the comparing with the international competitors, international companies. So that is known as a international benchmarking. By comparing the international companies' processes, methods, their technology with your company, and you can implement those technologies in your company, so that your company can achieve the standards of according to the international standards. Then that is we can say that is known as a international benchmarking. So these are the various types of benchmarking practices: strategic benchmarking, competitive benchmarking, process benchmarking, functional benchmarking, internal benchmarking, external benchmarking, or international benchmarking. So I hope learners, you are understanding about benchmarking practices and types of benchmarking. So now the value of benchmarking. So you are implementing the benchmarking practices. The benchmarking not only improves the performance but also brings the value addition. So the value addition can be in the form of, it helps identify and facilitate sharing of key performance factors for peer organizations. Here the peer organizations, you can say that your suppliers, your suppliers, their capabilities may not be the same with your capabilities in financially, in technologically, in the manpower, human resource capabilities. So, but they are producing the quality of materials and supplying to you. So you want to make them you will get the value addition, as well as your suppliers can gain the competitive edge. So for that, what you need to do, you have to collaborate, you have to partnership, you have to make the partnership, long term partnership with your suppliers. You have to identify the supplier strengths, you have to compare your supplier strengths with your companies, so that either you can, by maintaining long term partnerships, you can help them in purchasing new machinery, new technology, new training methods, so that they can implement in their processes, so that they can supply the 100% quality materials to you, so that your performance is also increasing, your supplier performance also increasing, your profits will be increased, and your suppliers profits will be increased. That is the importance of benchmarking. It gives value addition to you are doing nothing, the same processes you are doing, but you are helping, financially helping, technologically helping your suppliers, so that you can, they will compare with your processes, and they may be lacking in financially, they may be lacking in technologically, they may be lacking in the skills of their employees, or they may be lacking the instruments, the quality instrument they are measuring, or quality processes they are having. So in the what you can say, that in the military defense system, a company in the foreign, what they did, so they completely, they are depending on the one product of 2, 3 or 4 suppliers they are supplying. So why don't we it is a big company, but they are getting some difficulties in getting the raw materials in the best quality. For them, what they did, the military company, the defense company only went to their suppliers, and they studied their processes, and they find out their problems, and they helped them. The company, defense company, helped them and in producing the products, in training their employees, and improved their processes, so that they get the good quality of raw materials to the defense company. In that way, we can get the value addition to your company. So that is the importance of a benchmarking. So there are various examples are there, but how to add value to your company. So either you can collaborate, you can maintain the customer relationship management, implementing best customer relationship method, so that you can enhance your customer satisfaction, customer quality levels. These are the various benchmarking practices. We have to maintain the partnership with the suppliers, as well as collaborate with the customers. So in that way, we can enhance our performance, overall performance. So this is the value addition to the benchmarking practices. Then features of benchmarking. The main features of benchmarking are as follows. It is a managerial tool. So managerial tool in the sense, the managers, they want to see the continuous improvement. Even suppose a particular technician is producing 400 per hour in a particular nut manufacturing. So what the manager says, that he is performing 400, so why not make him to achieve the 500 level. So like that, one has to think it is the managerial tool. The benchmarking is a manager tool for enhancing it's the human resource performance, or technician performance, or technology performance. So in that way, we will see it as a managerial tool. The benchmarking is a managerial tool. It is process of continuous learning, and this learning comes from others through exchange of knowledge, experience. So just now I told you, we have to share the knowledge. Either he may be your supplier, either he may be your customer. So you have to, if they are leaders in that area, the manufacturing, you may not be manufacturing that product in your company. So you are simply assembling, and you are getting some products from others. So you have to share their knowledge, your knowledge with them, and their knowledge with them, and their skills with you, your skills with them, so that you can exchange their ideas and learn from them. So that this is nothing but a win-win situation. It is win-win situation for the suppliers, as well as for the original equipment manufacturers. So in that way, this is one of the future of a benchmarking. And then it is to identify best practices and compare with current performances. So every time you have to, what is your current performance? What is the current performance of the competitor's company? So that best practices you have to implement in your company. What are those best practices? It may be training they are training their employees in quality enhancement, training their employees in satisfying the customers, training their employees in machining processes. So that systems you have to implement in your company's current performances. These are the, so nowadays the technology is changing very fast. What technology we have to implement in our company so that we can we can get the competitive advantage, that we need to study. Either if you study more and without comparing other processes, what will happen? You may procure the wrong machinery, you may recruit wrong people, you may adopt wrong quality measures in your processes, so that the whatever you are invested in that to improve your capabilities, that will be wasted. So that is the importance of the benchmarking. Benchmarking will help you in knowing about the competitors' technology, competitors' quality methods, competitor machinery, so that you can same materials you can just you can implement in your process, so that it can be enhance your performances. Then how the process of benchmarking takes place? The basic structure of any benchmarking process consists of the following 5 steps. What are those 5 steps? Suppose you want to how the process takes place. This helps you in understanding what is benchmarking. Suppose you want to benchmark anything in your company, you want to improve the standard of your company's process. So you have to identify, it may be a process, it may be a product, and it may be a service, and it may be a quality function that you want to, first you have to identify the element, identify the product, or identify the process. So after that, the aspects of that product, what are those aspects? To produce those product, what are the manpower required, what are the machinery required, what are the you can say that data required, what are the systems required, what are the we can say that culture required. So these are all known as the aspects, which are the aspects which you can see that you can understand by giving one example in the next slides. So then you have to measure. You have to measure in a different scale. There are different scales will be there. So you have to measure those scales. So you have to implement that scales, how to measure the product performance. That scales can be decided by the team of the benchmarking process team. Then you have to score. To each aspect you have to score. You have to score give a standard score for that. So, so that score can be compared. So compared with the competitors. Then you can benchmark. So these are the various processes of benchmarking. One is element, identifying the element, identifying the aspects, then scaling, then scores, and then benchmark. Then here one example I am giving, benchmarking the operations with leading companies. So performance aspects, here we want to improve the performance, overall performance of the company. For that we need to identify staff, how much staff is there in your leading company, what is the in your company the staff in your company, so that you have to compare. So here you will see that it is 3.7 in leading company and your company also 3.7, but still you want to reduce your staff to 3.0, that is your benchmark. So with the same 3.0 you want to achieve the targeted product, so targeted production. So that is the benchmarking process. The suppliers, suppose you are in your company, the distribution company, so many people will supply to you. So here in this competitor leading company, they are having 4.0 suppliers, it means 4 suppliers, but in your company it is 3.5 only. the difference is gap is 0.5. So, but even though you want to reduce your suppliers to 3.0, that is your benchmark. So, to achieve that you have to implement so many other methods. So, these are the various aspects: staff, supplier, logistics, IT systems and applications, data, facilities. So, these are the various aspects you have identified. You want to improve your overall performance. To improve overall performance, these are the various aspects, and these are the leading companies performance and your company performance, and the gap is this much, and then your target is now, new target is this much. In the last column your new target is there. To achieve those targets, what you need to do? So, in that way you have to compare those things and implement their best practices in your company, so that you can achieve these targets, these standards you can achieve in your company. Then applications of benchmarking: identifying and managing risks in the financial sector. So, in the finance companies, they have to always, there is a risk. So, you have to identify those risks and you have to benchmark, and you can manage those risks by implementing best practices in the financial sector. So, suppose in the manufacturing sector, there is another one is 360-degree appraisals. So, what does it means? They are continuously take the performance of a particular machine or particular machine shop, or it may be a human resources also. Their performance will be measured continuously, hourly, maybe hourly, or you can say that weekly or monthly. Continuously they will appraise their methods, their technology, so that they can compare with their competitors and they can enhance their performances. This is one example. Then another example is benchmarking training for communication. So, communication is an effective tool in enhancing the market performance, quality improvement, or purchasing performance. So, the communication is an effective method. So, we have to benchmark the target levels of communication by giving a training to the employees in communication methodology. So, that is one benchmarking method. Then benchmarking for suppliers reduction in manufacturing companies. So, here some company is having so many suppliers. If so many suppliers are there, so you can't find out which company is produced which items and what is their quality level. So, that we need to reduce, identify the good suppliers and bad suppliers, so that you can reduce the suppliers by benchmarking their standards. So, that is this is one application in reducing the suppliers. And then next one is benchmarking for uninterrupted quality power supply to industries and shopping malls. This is one important aspect in the electrical distribution sector. The DISCOM companies, they must supply the power to industries, uninterrupted quality power supply to the industries, so that the industries can produce their products, targeted products in time. So, this is one example of power supply, and even they have to supply to the shopping malls also. Shopping malls also, they need the power supply continuously without having any interruption. So, this is one example. Then benchmarking for quality supply of goods for online orders. So, just now I explained you about the online ordering. So, some companies, Amazon company may give you, once you order, it will tell you within 3 days your product will be reached to your home. Some Flipkart company says that it will give you within 5 days. Some other company it may say 7 days. So, why? If it is urgency, so then you can go for the Amazon company, which is giving in, whichever the company which is giving in less time. So, in your company you want to enhance that also, you can by best practicing those processes. Why? The one company only giving in timely, or whatever they said within 3 days means in 3 days. So, how they are giving that order in time? So that you have to compare those processes and implement in your company, so that you can enhance your processes. Then benchmarking for rejection rate reduction in manufacturing company. Suppose in a switch manufacturing company, there are rejection level, a critical manufacturing process is there. So that process where the rejection level is occurring more. Why it is so? So that the same company in your similar company, your company itself, but it is established in some other state, there the performance is very good, their quality is very good, their rejection level is very less, but here your rejection level is very high. What is the wrong in your processes? That you have to compare with your company's other unit at other place, that you can implement in your company, so that your rejection levels can be reduced. That is the importance of the benchmarking. So these are the various applications of the benchmarking. Then advantages of benchmarking. So it is an effective wake up call which helps to work as an agent for change. So it's a wake up call. So suppose you are at the level of 60 or 70, you are performing continuously with that 70 level only, but suddenly another company will come and beat you. But if you are not wake up, so according to the environment, according to the technology changes, so that's why these benchmarking practices will give you a wake up call. It's nothing but a wake up call for your company. It is a practical approach in which changes in performance can be achieved by replicating the best practices already undertaken by other leader company. Same, it is nothing but no need to do research in your company, just study your company and study other company processes and simply replicating or simply adopting their processes in your company, and you can achieve your targets. So it gives impetus of seeking new ways of doing things, which comes through learning only. It helps to improve quality, productivity, and assist to identify priorities for improvement. So what it gives you, first you study your processes. So you want to improve quality, or if you want to improve productivity, and so the priorities you can, because of this benchmarking practices, you can identify the priorities, which process is best one for at present. So that priorities can be identified through benchmarking practices. That is another advantage of benchmarking. It allows a wide range of performance indicators to be studied and performance improved. So there is a different performance indicators are there for different companies. So that is the you can easily identify through benchmarking studies. The team will study your processes, and then it can suggest you to implement the differences in your company with the competitor's company, that the suggestions will be given by the benchmarking team. So these are the various advantages of benchmarking. Then there may be disadvantages all there. So difficulties in getting agreement on what indicators are to be used, difficulties in defining the data. So the data, defining a data, it's very difficulty, because more number of data is available. So for that we have to define which data is required for which purpose. So that is another disadvantage. The projects can be completed quickly, but the results may take place much longer time. So that is another disadvantage. The highly ambitious goals may lead to unsuccessful benchmarking process. Some companies may not be having the experience, so that they thought that why we are also having the similar processes and the competitors also similar process, why we are not achieving it. So we will keep that standard at that level only, and we want to achieve that benchmark. So that is very difficult to achieve. This is a disadvantage. So that highly ambitious is not means not suggested. So and then difficulties in identifying correct critical success factors for best practicing. So this is also one of the important aspect. Identifying a critical success factors is very difficult. There are various factors will be there, which is critical, which is uncritical, that we have to identify. Critical success factors, identifying is very difficult. So then another one is cultural difference. Maybe lead to some difficulties in applying best practices, as happening in leader companies. The leading company, they are having cultural, their culture is very high, cultural point is very high, so that they can, that's why they are improving their performances. So learners, I hope in this some mistakes be avoided during benchmarking practices. Benchmarking should not be just for the sake of doing, not defining the data items correctly and consistently, and not collecting the data accurately limits its effectiveness. Not spending enough time in the beginning to select right framework of performance indicators, simply relying on pre-existing benchmarks instead of modifying, adapting and according to organizational needs. So these are the mistakes mistakes takes place during the benchmarking practices. So in this lecture, I hope learners another critical success factors you have, means how to identify those critical success factors, that also we have to learn. So because of lack of time here, I would like to tell you again. So in this lesson you have learned about what is benchmarking, what is the importance of benchmarking, what is the purpose of benchmarking, what is the concept of benchmarking, what are the various types of benchmarking, so and what are the critical success factors which we will, needs to be identified, also you have learned in this lesson. With this I would like to, if you have any doubts, you can ask me on my email, and my at nvenkateshwarlu 2008 @igno.ac.in, or you can talk on phone numbers. So I hope you understand the topic of benchmarking and benchmarking practices, and how to conduct the benchmarking practices in any industry, and even in how to enhance the quality of power supply in your DISCOM through the DISCOM companies, or how to satisfy the end customers, end users of the power supply. So with this I conclude here my lecture. Thank you for listening my lecture.
Which topic you will take in the next?
In the next lecture, now the time is over for the next lecture. Thank you very much. Close नहीं करना. हाँ, okay. Thank you sir. थोड़ा सा नहीं ऑन है.
Benchmarking and standardization.
सर ऑन है, हाँ ऑन है.
This question can you answer?
नहीं 1 minute. ऑन है.
Standardization and benchmarking.
हाँ.
These are same or different?
Okay. बैठूं?
सर आपको उठना नहीं है.
अच्छा, अरे बैठना पड़ेगा.
अरे सर लाइट जा रहा था अभी.